Welcome to this video which gives an update on the Lagan Valley and South Down circuit. Two of the decisions taken at the MCI conference in Belfast a few weeks ago relate to the circuit. The first of those is that Reverend Philip Patterson was stationed here, and the second relates to the Covenant Church at Magabry, the church on the hill. It's now joining our circuit with effect from the beginning of July. But first, let's chat about Philip. I thought it would be good to find out a little more about him. So I met up with him, and the first thing I asked him was to tell us something about his background.
Yeah, so I'm Philip. I grew up in East Belfast and grew up in Craig Methodist there into my teens. A bit of family background. I'm married to Melissa, and we have been married now 9 years. We have Judah, who is turning 3 this July, and we're expecting our second one at the end of August. Some interests. I'm interested in rugby, and I still played until a few months ago, which was maybe a bit foolish and too many injuries. I'm interested in technology, and interested in a range of sports. So those were my interests and hobbies.
So, Philip, you were ordained just a few weeks ago. Perhaps you'd share your call to ministry and what you've been doing with your life.
Sure. So before I candidated, I worked in youth and community work and youth ministry for about 10 years. And that started originally as a gap year with Team of Mission. And I was on Team of Mission for 2 years. I did a year in the travelling team and then a year as an intern in Dublin. And during those years, I felt a call to work with young people, and that developed into going on and doing a youth and community work degree with theology, and then working as a youth pastor in Maphil Abbey for a number of years, and as a youth support worker in a charity called Hollywood Family Trust with young people. But during those years, I was also had opportunity to preach and to teach and to pastor, and the call developed from young people into ordained ministry. So I candidated then in 2018, and it was through prayer and encouragement from others and a testing of gifts and abilities that I reached that conclusion, and we're here now.
And in which societies will you be working on the circuit, and what will be your focus?
Sure. So I'm going to be working in Trinity and in Macragall, those two societies. And at first, I suppose my focus is going to be to listen. I need to learn about the people and the churches. And for the first few months, I'll be listening. Listening to what people are saying, listening to what God is saying. And then from there, asking God what's next and what's for now, for Trinity and for Macragall.
And I'm interested to know how you would describe your style of ministry, Philip. At your ordination, you mentioned trying new things in your last society. So tell us a bit more about that.
Sure. So I suppose my style of ministry is I'm a people person. So I enjoy building relationships with people, and for me it's important that as a minister that I'm equipping and releasing people in their discipleship, to teach others and to draw others to Christ. So for me it's about relationship and building those relationships. In Green Island we did a few different things. We started a drop-in coffee on a Wednesday, and that was to create fellowship for those who maybe weren't out of the house as much as they used to be. So that was new. We also tried Messy Church, which was maybe the newest thing, and it's not a new thing, but it was a new thing for Green Island. The idea of crafts and interactive talks and games as part of a worship service. And the other thing I introduced was an all-age service once a month, focused on the young people and the children and the younger families, but also the whole church, and trying something new in worship that was creative and maybe help people worship in ways that were new and different for them.
Thank you, Philip. I almost feel as though we know you already. And I wish you and your family every blessing as you take up work on this circuit. In relation to the church at McGabry, we are going to prepare a video within the next short time introducing the minister and the activities there. So watch out for that video. Thank you.